Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For your first time viewers, I'm Jesse Rebirth, and today we're getting into Bane. So I'm really excited. If you haven't seen on my channel, I've talked about this piece before. I've had this sitting around for a little bit. Just couldn't get around to opening it because it's so big it takes a lot of time. But I talked in a previous video why I was so excited about this piece. This is Bane from Batman Rebirth. Started in 2016. It's a series that I think it started out a little troubled with Gotham and Gotham Girl. It was okay. It had a good opening, but kind of got silly. And then when the Bane stuff started, I Am Bane, it was so exciting to see Bane again. And then Bane was kind of a underlying presence throughout the whole run of Tom King's Batman Rebirth, but Tom King ended up making it too drawn out and just kind of pussified Batman, and I don't know, we could talk about it a little later in this video, but I'm super excited about this piece, whether you like the book or not. He is based off David Finch's Bane, which his parts in those books were amazing, where we get to see the part where Bane and Batman are fighting, and Batman picks himself up off the ground and tells Bane, he hears it every damn night that, someone's going to beat him, and this is his end and stuff. Amazing artwork, and we get a statue that captures it. I know some people didn't like his pose. Some people thought it was going to be from Nightfall. I think this piece is going to be awesome. I love that it's Bane versus Batman. I love that Batman's down in the wreckage and Bane is standing over him. I had a buddy where him and a group, I was going to be a part of the group, but I jumped out. They did a statue of Riddler, and it was so exciting because they did this piece where Riddler was standing on Batman's back, and there was rubble all over Batman, and I was like, oh my god, you guys did it. This statue is incredible. Riddler versus Batman. Then they decided they didn't want to do their first piece with Batman losing. I was like, dude, that was the piece. And when they turned it to just the Riddler, it's still a good looking Riddler, but seeing what it could have been, it would never be that again. And that's why I think these versus statues are so incredible. You can see here, our side, it's just a little picture of him. The back, you can see all of our details going on. Now this is just one of the two boxes. I'm sure this is going to have our body or legs or something in it. And this large one down here is going to have our base in it. But we got two really big boxes, and I'd like to see what's going on in these. Alright, so this is exactly what I was looking for. Alright, so we see their cutie line going on. It's not anything I'll be partaking in. We got the 0 Year Batman. We actually have him completely paid for. Just accept the shipping payment. We got Batman Who Laughs sitting right back there. This Hush Batman in the Cave, I think he is awesome. I absolutely love him. I like the first Hush, but if you know me, if you've watched my videos, I talk about how I think his pose is very awkward, and I think this piece is going to be the one. And I love that they did a Bruce Wayne head. Absolutely love when we get the Bruce Wayne head. And then we got Batman Incorporated. These one fits. And the Arkham City. He looks cool. I like him. But they're 1/5. I'm still thinking of dabbling in them. We'll see. I don't think any of them are actually sold out yet. But, yeah, so this is definitely going to be our body and our legs and our heads and everything. And the bottom is going to be the base. So we'll start with the bottom, obviously, for good reason. We got the way things are going to go. Well, this base is huge. I knew it was going to be, but this is... I'm happy, but this is insane. Oh my goodness. Look at this. In my head, right before we got in this, I knew that box was big. I knew it was wide, and I knew the majority of it was going to be the base. But I didn't tell Karen what I was thinking, where this is a 1/3 Batman laying on the base. This thing, oh, look at that bottle. Huh. See that? That's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because they are just fighting in an alley, basically. Wow. All right. Probably should get the automatic twisting one, because I don't think. Oh. Oh. So. That is our base. Oh, man. You can see we got number 28, 350. So, like I was saying, check out this old bottle. It's cool that it's clear resin. You can see your finger can go in it. There's little shards of broken bottles. Got another one right here. You can see where Bane's gonna stand right there. It's funny that this actually looks like he's been impaled with blood in there, but it's just a marker telling you where something's gonna go. We're gonna put his arm here. This is actually a really good looking Batman. I mean, this thing is massive. He is the size of a normal 1/3 scale Batman statue, just in the ground. I don't know why I thought this would be smaller. I didn't. I thought it was going to be huge. I thought it was going to be ridiculously big, and it is absolutely ridiculously big. It's incredible. I love it. I'm not complaining one bit. Not one iota. So, I guess from here, let's see what we got going on down here. We got his Venom tube. Oh, cool. It's just a whole tube. It's not hollow. It just makes it look, that's good. Very bright. Very fluorescent. We got another one. Got another one. And then we're going to have his tank right here. I mean, just look at the size of this. This thing is huge. Look at these warning labels on it. This is so cool. Wow. I'm kind of just speechless to this whole thing. It is insane. It is incredible. All right. Let's go ahead and get the next box open. All right. So.
Look at his legs.
Yeah. This guy is fucking huge.
Like his big as
Wow. These boots are huge. So this is a hand, probably. Yeah. A hand. A belt. Buckle. Bane himself. Right there. I'm wondering, so we got our heads. Yeah. He only came with 2 heads, huh? I felt like there was going to be more heads, but I guess not. Alright, so the first thing they want us to do is to pull these legs out. Oh my goodness. Look at that register key.
Jeez.
This is absolutely insane. Huh. Take a look Had him while we got him down here. Figured he'd have better light over here. You see his pouches. These shin guards are sweet. I love them. You can see his back. He's got all this mud all over him. These huge ass buckles. Oh my goodness, he is so heavy. Alright. We're in. This isn't as bad as Wonder Woman's horse, though. I will say that. Wonder Woman's horse was hell to put together. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. There was a time where I even had to stop, take a Dremel to the base, and get that to fix in there. Oh my goodness. This guy is absolutely massive. You know, the worst part is once we're done putting him together, we gotta get that. Well, we're gonna have to move him anyway, so I guess it is what it is. Alright. So, they definitely want us to take the body next. Take a look at that. This guy is disgusting. Look at these veins all over. He's got some very textured skin. I think sometimes, now this isn't like a negative or anything. I'm not disappointed with him. Look at this thing. He is freaking huge. I sometimes think they go over textured with skin. Like Wonder Woman's skin is so textured that it's kind of like not believable in a way, but I get it. They're just trying not to go smooth with it. Alright. What?
Is a magnetron?
Yeah. I mean, kind of, but he sits in there.
Okay.
It's kind of scary,
Yeah.
though. I will agree with you. Because he's leaning over
Yeah.
so far.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But, I mean, that's how he's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Next, they want us to add some of these little aesthetic parts. Let's see what we got here. So we got a little piece of wood. It's going to go to a silver. Color coordination. We got the red one. So we're going to have a bunch of splintered wood sticking up is what this is. Yellow. Oh, this is a buckle, a strap to Bane himself. Let's stick to just this wood. Whoop. That one fell right out. Oh, maybe orange. What we're looking for. Jeez. Purple. I did not even know there was this much wood to put in this thing. Oh my goodness. Alright, gold. They're about to run out of colors to code them with. This is what we're after though. Look at how cool that is. Look at these gnarled up gauntlets. This is literally... Geez, that's bigger than our Arkham statues. His hand is massive. Wow. Alright. Let's take a look here at what we're going to be doing. So, alright, we got red to red. We got gold to gold. Purple and silver. Let's see what we got down here. That looks like our purple back here. Purple. Yeah, so I'm gonna go one way. That's definitely not it. Oh, look right here. Silver. Gonna go right there. Black. And this orangish. So, this one. Let's take a look here. I know we got a couple. So I think this will be the last one to go in there. Alright, so we got black that goes here. I think yellow goes like this. Orange. And purple. It seems to be how this goes. Maybe we go a little different. I think they're just meant to be debris, basically just laying here. So it's about how it looks here. So next, we'll go for the buckle. You can see how big that buckle is compared to my hand. This is going to go right in the front of him. Doing that upside down. Alright. It's kind of scary. I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Doesn't really sink in there very deep. Alright. Maybe. No? I think that's just how it's meant to be. Alright. So, we'll do his hand now. Well, you can see how big this is compared to me. I can't believe this works. Like everything about this. I need to come around here to see where it's going in. Everything about that. Oof. Jeez. Oh, it's a really tight squeeze. So it's a tight squeeze, and then once you get past a certain point, just bam, jams right in there. But at least we know it doesn't just fall out. That is in there. He is on there. So feeling a little more comfortable about all that. All right, what they want us to do next is we're gonna turn him around. We're gonna pop this right on his back. Absolutely everything we've done with him. There we go. Very crazy. This belt's pretty gnarly too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. All right. Now, we're going to do his little straps, and then we're going to wire his tubes up. Let's go ahead and spin him around. So we got this strap. We got each of these. There's the strap. There's the strap. And there's the strap. So, this one with the little crinkle goes on this side, right there. This one that's basically just oh no, those keys don't. They have to match. Oh, there we go. Goes right in there. Now these two. I'm gonna come up here on his back. So this one with the big piece clips it right on that side. Right here. This one right there. It's kind of reminding me of the Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze was so big and over the top that he was ridiculous to put together. Alright. So. With a piece this large, we get two heads. Got our normal one. Bane Rebirth. Very cool. I like this one. I like it a lot. That's gonna go right in there. We get our exclusive one. Look at his eye all venomed out. You know, coming from someone that makes molds and does stuff like this, I wonder how the fuck they do this sometimes. This is insane. I know it's all pressure casted and all of that, but I just don't get it. I don't get where their seam lines are. I'm sure one day it's all gonna click. I'm gonna understand because there's always cleanup, but the factories that make these are insane. And I've seen a lot of factories that will pour them straight on the top of their head where the hair will cover it. And it's just, but with some of these, I just don't know. These Prime 1 factories are just insane. So, this is lovely. They do not explain much. So I would imagine our longest tube goes from his back. These fluorescent tubes are sweet. I imagine the longest one goes from there to, let's take a look here, right to the top, up here. I would imagine maybe, or, oh, they're about, yeah, they're just about the same size. So now we got to get a tube to go from right here into his glove right there. So I would imagine our shortest one could go from right there. Oh. Right there to right there. See, that looks about right. Yeah. And then the one that goes in his head just kind of goes in there. So let's take a look. Put this one in this side. I think those look like they're in the right place. These tubes are vibrant. They're badass. I absolutely love this piece. Look at this. All said and done. This Bane is flipping huge. I mean, this guy's bigger than everyone else. Maybe not taller, but he's definitely wider and thicker. I pictured Swamp Thing and him would be about the same size, but I think he's definitely larger than Swamp Thing. So, just looking at Swamp Thing now, yeah, he is way bigger. Killer Croc, though, I think still holds taller, maybe bigger overall, but this is a monster. Look at him. I mean, he's so heavy, he completely hangs over our little turntable down here. I'm kind of scared to put him on the automatic one because I think he might be too heavy, to be honest. But I mean, just look at him. He is an absolute beast. And it's crazy. He's not really looking at Batman. He's kind of looking out here. He's just above Batman. It all makes sense, and it's cool as hell. Just want to see. I don't feel like that's right. I absolutely feel it. Oh, yep. Called it. Good thing. What an idiot I am that was upside down. Can't believe it almost fit both ways there. That fits so much better. Like, you can't even move it at this point. It fits so good. And kind of, I know Karen's scared he's gonna tip right off, but I don't think he can. It was one of my worries too. I do gotta tell you something. It's gonna be kind of funny. So Karen and I, the very first Prime 1 piece we got was Noel Batman. At that point, a lot of pieces had already been out. So we've been playing a little bit of catch up, going back getting certain ones that we missed. We just used, I think it was like $375 of points to pick up the Arkham Origins Bane. Not the Venom one, where he's pointing out. That one's sick too, but we liked the one where he had his arms crossed. So I know right now is the Chinese New Year, so they're not shipping anything. Everything is just going to sit dormant for a little while. I think about a month or so, but that's okay because we threw them on a payment because of that. We said, why pay them all off now? They had low stock remaining, so I'm warning you now, if that's one you care about, he's got low stock remaining. But we're going to have that Bane coming here shortly. And let's go ahead. He's exclusive now. Absolute beast. Oh yeah, that almost looks... Oh yeah, I guess if you're at his eye level, you can basically almost see Batman down there. They did not disappoint. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know my absolute favorite rogue is Bane. I know Joker is a lot of people's favorites because he's crazy as shit. He's unpredictable and he's basically... Where Batman is smart, Joker's crazy and just does not care. I loved Bane because one, he was in the first comic book I ever read was Nightfall 17. And then I got into Nightfall. Ended up growing up with this being the first well, this is Rebirth, but Bane being in the first comic book I ever read. And then I loved the whole Nightfall, Night Sin, Night Quest, all that. I loved Bane from then. I mean, he is smart as hell. He's a tactician, and he's got the physicality to actually beat the hell out of Batman. Like, that's what makes this piece so beautiful, even though this is spoilers. I'm going to completely tell you. If you haven't read Batman Rebirth, what happens is... Bane, we get a retelling of Bane's story where he's in the prison and the water comes in every night and he has to hold himself up to his cell while the water floods his cell and then it goes back out, and he lives through hell as a little kid. So, I mean, this guy's tough as nails to begin with. But Bane has been using Psycho Pirate to keep his Venom addiction out of his mind. And Bane basically lives in Santa Prisca, I believe. You got to remember, I read these Batman Rebirth books about more than a year or so ago. Because, I mean, they were releasing in 2016 all the way up until a little while ago. And, I mean, the Tom King Batman Catwoman's running now. But I'm going to tell you a secret. Karen and I completely stopped buying mainstream comics. We're buying Indiegogo comics, but we're done with mainstream right now. I'm not buying every single issue anymore. We're only going to buy trade paperbacks. I'm not going to give them my money for woke garbage. I'm going to pick what I want. Because I'm not going to support this stuff anymore if they're going to keep disrespecting these characters. But anyway, Bane's in Santa Prisca. He's naked. He fights Batman. Batman brings Bronze Tiger, Catwoman, the ventriloquist. I think that was his crew. But he goes there and each person has, it's like basically like a heist movie. Where they go in and they do what they gotta do, but it takes Catwoman to crack Bane's back. And then Bane says, fuck it, goes back to Venom, starts juicing on the Venom again, and he goes back to Gotham, and he goes right for Batman. And there's this whole elaborate thing where Batman basically goes through Arkham, and Bane tears through Arkham, beating the whole rogues gallery, just beating them up. It's kind of just like, it's a rogues gallery, showing you each of them. Bane tears through them all, and Batman and Bane go into this brutal confrontation in the streets. That's what we're seeing here. And Bane ends up like this. The book is called I Am Bane. And it's got some really cool panels where Batman's getting the hell beat out of him, and Bane talks about how I'm going to beat you finally, and I'm going to end you. And we'd have to look at the exact panel, but Batman's like, do you know how many times I hear that every night, that I'm gonna this, I'm gonna that? And it's like, I hear it every goddamn night, and I'm still here breathing. And he gets up, and he starts fighting Bane again, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it ends with Batman headbutting Bane so hard that it knocks him out. But that was like the arc of the I Am Bane. And from there, Bane gets picked back up, gets put in a maximum security, or I think he was either put in maximum security or he's held in Gotham for quite a while, because what ends up happening is Bane's kind of the puppet master behind the scenes. Even though he's locked up, shit's still happening. Like, it's very ambiguous, but at one point, KG Beast shoots Robin in the head, and we're not sure if he's dead for the next, like, 60 issues. Gordon mentions it and says, I had a partner that the same injury happened to him, and he pulled through, or something like that. But, Bane wields power from behind the scenes, and one of the best parts that comes after this whole I Am Bane arc and everything, one of the best things that happens, and I mean, ignore the wedding and all that, but there's a part where Batman goes into Gotham PD, I can't remember, it's a prison of some kind, where Jim Gordon's there directly watching Bane, and Bane's a little shrunken at this point, he's off the Venom. Batman goes in the cell and beats the hell out of Bane, just beats the hell out of him, and Gordon goes in there and he's like, I told you, he hasn't left here. And then Batman hits Gordon. Basically, Bane's making Batman lose his cool completely. Batman's had his heart broken, and he's on the fritz. There was the War of Jokes and Riddles where Batman almost killed the Joker with a machete straight to the face. Or no, he almost killed the Riddler. The Joker puts his hand up and the machete goes through it and catches on the hilt. And then the Joker's able to laugh again. But this probably sounds like rambling. But the best part is when Batman goes in there and beats the hell out of Bane and basically is at a really low point. And you're just seeing Bane just like mumbling. Like, it wasn't me. Like being all scared of Batman. And then as Bane's on this gurney being wheeled out into to an ambulance, and he's all swollen and he's got brain hemorrhaging, you see his eye open, and he smirks. Like, you know, oh shit, it is Bane doing this. But then you come to find out there was an earlier part where it's called The Button, where basically what happened in Flashpoint with Thomas Wayne and the Flash hanging out. Flash takes Batman to that same time. It's all with the button from the Watchmen, and it has to do with Reverse Flash and all this stuff. And I think Reverse Flash sees Dr. Manhattan or something, and he kills him. I don't know. I didn't ever see how that resolved itself. But Batman meets Thomas, meets his dad. They get a fight side by side. And then what ends up happening is, and this is where, at first it was really cool. And then it gets really stupid, really fast. That Thomas is in our timeline. That's Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman. Is in the same timeline, Earth 1. He's in the timeline, so you think Bane's the mastermind, but Bane's just a puppet of Thomas Wayne. So Thomas Wayne and Bane hang out. Thomas Wayne is having Bane ruin Batman's life so that Batman will stop being... If Batman loses enough, he will stop being Batman, is the theory. That he can be beaten into submission and go on to live a normal life. And it's like... That's not at all what Batman does. He never gives up. The guy's got willpower to 110%. I mean, he cracked the ring and the Dark Knight's medal. But eventually there's a pretty shocking panel where Bane breaks Alfred's neck, and it all crescendos with Batman fighting Thomas. And then once we got City of Bane at the end, that was actually kind of a letdown. And then we got Batman Catwoman now, where it's basically bringing in the Mask of the Phantasm, which Karen was hand sculpting a Mask of the Phantasm mask like a year or so ago, and it's basically ready. But if you guys want to see that, you got to tell her to finish it, because we were going to go to a Comic-Con, which all that's on hold right now. But I was going to do the Mask of the Phantasm, and she was going to be Andrea Beaumont, so it would have been cool, because you know how in Mask of the Phantasm's huge. And you think it's a dude in that suit, and then as soon as the mask and the cloak come off, it's like this skinny little Andrea Beaumont. But when everything's on, it looks like a big dude, same size as Batman, if not bigger. Top comes off, whoop, little sexy Andrea Beaumont. But that's where the whole Tom King story went. If long story short, Tom King was meant to do 100 issues of Batman Rebirth, and he was kicked off at like 87 or 88, but fired. He rambled on and on. He's an SJW. He tried to cancel Jay Lee. But I hate Tom King, so that's basically how I feel about it. But you don't have to like him to enjoy the artwork we got in those books. I mean, some of them are insanely good, and he can write good stories. It's not like just because I don't like the guy, I don't think some of his stuff is good. I just disagree with everything all of his ideology. But he's done some good Batman books, but he's also done a lot of horrible ones. Batman's a beta cuck. He needs Catwoman to finish all of his fights for him, and but he did some interesting things, like the whole thing where Batman gets on to the jury for Mr. Freeze, because Batman basically is to blame, and he gets Mr. Freeze off the hook as Bruce Wayne by convincing everyone that Mr. Freeze is innocent, because he is, and it was Batman's fault that Mr. Freeze was even arrested, because he's having a temper tantrum because he's heartbroken. But piece is beautiful. Bane is awesome. None of those books negate any of that, but this piece is amazing. That was my little rant. I know it went on forever, but yeah, I think this piece is incredible. Instead of doing that all at the beginning of the video, figured we'd do it at the end. So if you made it this far, you will know all of that and how I feel about all of it. But when Tom King tried to cancel Jay Lee for drawing a Cyberfrog cover for Ethan Van Sciver, an extremely successful artist that was completely exiled from comics. His living was ruined just because the way he votes. It's not right. It's not right to do it, but he got the last laugh. I mean, the guy made over $1 million on one campaign, which we've bought in all the Cyberfrog stuff and we'll continue to do it. But Tom King tried to cancel Jay Lee because he was part of Comicsgate, but he just drew a cover and he had done old covers for Cyberfrog, and Jay Lee is a really good artist. Been in the game way longer than Tom King. But last I heard, the cancel mob was going after Tom King, so it's kind of poetic justice. One thing I will say, this Batman run, Tom King's run, was highly hated. It was either liked or extremely disliked. And the thing is Tom King was part of the CIA, so everyone thought he was going to bring like all this spy shit to Batman. But all he did was bring like all of his problems and stuffed them in the book. He basically made himself Batman and worked through therapy in the book. But that's what all these SJWs do now. They add themselves to all the characters, and instead of these characters being larger than life, no, let's make them have my problems, sort of thing. But it's partly why we quit buying comics. Just Future State was not interested. It was 5G rewrapped, and I told Karen, I said, we're done. We're not going to go get any more comics. We'll only get trade paperbacks from here on out. And to be honest, we're reading manga now. That's Attack on Titan. Been buying those for Karen. I've been buying Gundam Wing Glory to the Losers. Right now, just to tell you, manga is outselling. It was Demon Slayer by itself is completely outselling the entire comics industry. All of them. Marvel, DC, Image, all of them together. Demon Slayer is outselling them. It's because this stuff isn't politically woke garbage. These people aren't just like, they're not crying in their books. They're making good stuff. We watched Demon Slayer. It's an extremely good show. Loved it. I'm not usually someone who watches a lot of anime. Karen likes a lot of anime. I kind of sit through it sometimes, but I've been loving it. I've been liking it. When in a year where Hollywood is dead, everyone knows how Hollywood acts. All the industry's done at the moment. It's not even on life support. There's no movies coming out. There's nothing. In a year where nothing has been coming out and everything that does come out is just politically woke garbage. The Mandalorian was good, but I mean, I've heard that they're even kicking Gina Carano, Cara Dune, off the show. So I mean, if she goes, I'm done with the show. That's just how I feel about it. But in a time where everything you care about is being hijacked by these weirdos, the only thing we can do is go backwards and enjoy all the stuff we already have. We have DC's full catalog. We can buy up those books we never read. We can enjoy those stories that are already told. These characters will endure. They won't end here. They will be around. Once the comic industry goes under, which it is, I think things will come out better on the other side. I think a lot of people speculate these characters will be licensed out because AT&T ain't getting rid of them. They spent their billions in debt just to get a hold of these things. They're not going the other way. They're not getting rid of them. They're not going to sell to Disney. Marvel is going to go through the same problems. If you don't know, DC has went through 3 bloodbaths where they have completely let go of their whole staff. And it's sad. It's all the legends are gone. It's just all these people that just look at Starfire's daughter and you'll kind of see it's Danny DeVito. They're going to YA novels, all that type of stuff. But these characters will endure. We can always go backwards and we can go overseas. Japan has got a lot of good things going on with their mangas, their animes, all that. It's available. So I mean, we'll see. And I've even heard that DC is trying to get these characters written by some manga writers and artists and all that type of stuff, because we did get Justice League book recently that was manga. And if you guys don't know, it's pretty cool. There's Child of Dreams. And that was a Batman manga book from like, I want to say the late 90s or 2000s. I don't know, I have it. It's really thick. It's good. It was pretty good. Basically, turns out like the main bad guy in it was an obsessed Batman collector, built a scale bat cave and everything. But that's where everything's going. I haven't just unburdened myself like that in a while. Just kind of want everyone to know what my thoughts are on the industry and everything going on and how I feel about comics at the moment. But I do love Prime One. Love everything they're doing. I think they're making magic over there. This stuff is incredible. And I mean, you don't even have to read those comics to enjoy this piece. That stuff doesn't even matter to love this. This is absolutely amazing. And I mean the games. Batman, Arkham Origins, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, who knows what Gotham Knights will be like, but those are all still good too. Great storytelling. Batman the Animated Series was incredible. We'll just see. We'll see. We're all in this together, and we're going to ride the storm together, so we'll see what's going to happen. But this Bane is gorgeous. I think his veins popping out all over the place. I love this vein, where it's popping out, the strap suppresses it, and then it's bulging even more right there. Oh, it's beautiful. I do plan on getting the Bane maquette too from Sideshow, the one that's 660, where we get the real 90s looking Bane mask, and then we get a real Rebirth looking mask with him. I think that statue's awesome. Really good physique, really believable, and a really good physique on him. The first Sideshow Bane, if you haven't seen him, go watch my video. He's just out of control physique, but I love Bane, so I had to have him. This Bane is incredible. 1/3 scale is my favorite scale. I like half scale, but I think 1/3 captures these guys the best. And I think 1/4 is good, but I kind of graduated to 1/3. 1/6 is good for our toys. Still waiting to hear about Sanity. We have Sanity paid off from XM. I've seen the black and white ones out there, but I have not seen the full color ones yet. And we went full color on that one just because. I do think the smoke one's awesome looking back, but I saw the full color one in person and it was awesome. But everyone, I truly hope you enjoyed this video. I know I went on and on forever, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. Please let me know what you think about everything that's going on. I do get to all the comments. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but I will get around to them. Let me know how you feel about everything. Let me know if you picked this guy up. We got number 28 at 350. I jumped on this thing immediately when it was coming out. Like this video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, I'm popping out more and more videos more often. Go ahead and subscribe. You'll see at least 2 videos a week, sometimes 3. We got a lot of crazy things going on. And most of all, though, share it with a friend. And I enjoy all your support, all your love and support. I absolutely am thankful for all of it. Thank you all so much for all of that. And you know how it goes. Keep buying toys.